Welcome to the very first 7 Minute Mentor podcast or Zoom, where we hear from women business owners and learn about their path, their businesses, and the best advice they received along their journey. I am Lori Wesby. I am the Mentor Weave Program Coordinator here at the Great Lakes Women's Business Council. And the Mentor Weave Program is a dynamic program for women business owners to advance and develop their business acumen through corporate, executive, and through peer mentoring. Through the Mentor We program, our women will have an opportunity to increase their business acumen in a variety of areas while enhancing leadership, communication, and networking skills and opportunities. So, January is National Mentoring Month. So, I'm excited to present this series to all of our viewers and supporters. And this will recur throughout the year. So, I'm really excited to welcome our first guest, my first guest, Cherri Harris, the President and CEO of Swint Logistics. Welcome, Cherri.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you for having me. I feel
Oh,
honored to be selected.
yes, I'm so glad to have you here as our first guest to start off 2024. Um, so for everybody who will hopefully see this podcast, tell us about Swint Logistics. What do you do and how long you've been in business?
Okay, so Sun Logistics Group is an award-winning, certified, woman-owned, a Detroit-based firm. We've been in business since 2015. Our services include logistics. We are federal motor carriers licensed to haul freight in 48 states. Construction. We offer full service construction. We're licensed builders in the state of Michigan, and we're currently working on a 3-state license to cover Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee. And we also offer infrastructure services directly related to large diameter sewer pipes, storm, and wastewater. We offer rehab, repair, replacement, and also condition assessments.
That's fantastic. That's a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot. And when did you start the business?
In 2015, we'll be
2015.
9 May 1st, 9 years old.
So what made you want to go into this business, or what made you want to go into business for yourself first?
It's actually kind of a funny story. I worked in healthcare as a nurse, and I had an incident at work, and I prayed and I asked God to show me a different path, and He said, "Be a truck driver." So I asked 2 people, and the second person I asked, brother owned dump trucks in Georgia. And I was in the truck, I would say the next day or the day after that, and I fell in love with it. And I was like, oh my God, I want a dump truck. So my family, I'm from Detroit, and I contacted my family here because we're big in trucking here, my family. And my aunt told me I need to go to truck driving school. I need to learn everything about trucking. I had an associate's degree in business. So she was like, you need to learn about trucking and learn as much as you can before you start your business, because it will come back to bite you if you buy a truck and don't know how to operate it. So I had to relocate back to Detroit from Atlanta to attend truck driving school here. And I fell in love with it. And I learned about as many aspects of trucking as possible before I started my business.
Okay.
And to come full circle, we're working with the Georgia Department of Transportation right now to put 10 dump trucks in Georgia. So it's like full circle. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's unbelievable, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, because really you asked and received,
It takes
right?
time though. That's been
Actually,
oh my God, it's been almost 20 years, but again, I had to learn, I had to educate myself, I had to start the business, learn the
right.
business, and
So I was going to
have a
ask, what
team.
did you know about it before you got into it? Probably not a lot.
I didn't. Well, I didn't, and I made a lot of mistakes because I didn't. It was a trial and error thing for me. I started with 5 trucks over the road as a federal motor carrier, and the insurance costs almost
Mm,
put me out of business. So
right.
I downsized to 1 dump truck, here in Detroit, Michigan, and I drove it and operated it myself for like the first 2 years. And then I worked on getting out of the truck and working more on the business.
Okay.
And so we got box trucks and semis, and it's not a lot of money in it for us. So we're switching over to dump trucks completely. So
Okay.
and then we branched out because I part of my pitch is I put all my eggs in one basket and I failed.
Mhm.
So in doing that, we diversified. Diversity
Yeah.
is one of our favorite words, like we
Yes, yes,
cover
yes, yes.
diversity. So that's how we got our different divisions. And the construction, that was a pivot from COVID, and it was needed. I was by me being a woman on a farm and working in trucking, we have the ability to do paving projects, asphalt paving, because of the dump trucks and because of our experience and our relationships and partnerships.
Mm,
And so that kind of got us into Detroit Housing Commission. And so during COVID, they couldn't get any contractors to come out, and all these properties and issues were going on. They didn't have the staff. And so they asked me to start a construction company to help them out and sub the work out. And so I learned the business through trial and error. And I mean, we did $250,000 in like 5 months,
wow.
the last part of 2020 for Detroit Housing Commission. So that's how our construction division came to be. And our infrastructure division came because 10 years of my trucking experience was working in the sewers. So I was a certified boiler operator, tanker, hazmat, doubles, triples. So I did all that working for one of the largest sewer rehab companies in the United States. And I was the #1 boiler operator in the country, but
Yeah.
also, yay, thank you.
Yes.
So when Biden signed that infrastructure bill, that is when our infrastructure division was born. So, but we have the experience. We've done work for Detroit Housing Commission in that arena. So the experience is there, the knowledge is there, the training is there, the certifications are there. So that's how we got to have 3 different services to be able to
I
offer
love that.
different services.
And you got it all together. I mean, it's all really about diversification, right?
It is.
Um,
It is.
yeah. So was it difficult, or how difficult was it as a woman coming into this is a non-traditional role, a non-traditional industry for women, although more women are getting into it, which is amazing. But did you find any kind of barriers, or were you treated differently as a woman?
Yes.
Okay.
When I first started working in the sewer rehab space, well, let me say this. When I first started in trucking and I got my first truck driving job, it was for a temp agency. And the guys were so nice. And it was only 2 other girls other than me.
Mm-hmm.
I was working for Ryder, running
Mm-hmm.
parts for Stellantis, which is Stellantis now, but Chrysler then,
Right.
from Grand Rapids to the plants over in Canada. That was my job every night. So
Mhm.
it was super interesting, and the guys were extremely nice. So no, in truck driving school was very challenging. The guys were very nice. Now, when I got into the sewer rehab business, it was challenging. It was a lot. It was terrible, to be honest with you.
Mm,
And after a while, when people see they can't tear you down, they can't make you quit, they can't destroy you, if you can't beat them, then you join them. So the same people who tried to tear me down and do all that love me to death right now. One of them just reached out to me for a job
love it.
a few weeks ago. I was like, wow, it's no hard feelings, but when you think back to the beginning of how it started and how we are now, you hated
Hmm.
me, you tried to discourage me, stop me, and now you asking me for work. So God is good
All the time.
all the time.
All right. So you believe you could do it. What made you think you could do it?
Oh, my because my aunt drove trucks ever since I was a little girl. She's one of my favorite aunts.
Wow.
She has pictures from like 1976 driving semis when she's standing next to her truck in a dress and heels. So
Okay.
oh, my aunt's amazing. Her and my uncle, they're very well known here in the city. They taught a lot of people how to get in this industry, and so my aunt, I never thought I'm lying. I thought I couldn't do it one time.
Mhm.
When I first got in the seat of the semi and I seen all 53 feet behind me,
Mm.
I was like, I took a deep breath and I said, nothing is bigger than you than God. So you got this. So that was the only time. And when I started driving, of course, the fear, it's so much adrenaline involved in that, but you get over that. But I think that's with anything if you're doing
Mhm.
something, but that's so serious and there's so many lives in your hand
Right.
when
Yeah.
you're driving a truck. You're responsible really for everybody on the road around you. So
Mhm.
it's a lot of pressure, but you get over it. You don't
You
want to
get
get
over it.
comfortable because comfortable equals complacency. So
Exactly.
you get over it. You stay safe. I have a perfect driving record. So since the age of 16, I'm very
Yeah.
proud of that. So which matters with insurance
Yes.
business.
Yes,
So
it is.
yeah. So
Now, would you say that opportunities for you have come uh, fairly easily, or what are some of your strategies to obtain bids and contracts, and you know,
mm,
and don't give away your secret sauce. I'm not asking for
no,
you,
you know
you
what? It's
know.
no secret sauce. I don't think it's a secret sauce.
Okay.
I think it's growth, it's reputation,
Mhm.
it's relationships. If I can preach anything, it's all about relationships.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
literally, the contracts come from relationships. The wins come from being patient and
Mm.
knowing that everything is going to come in God's divine time and you can't stress about it. And if you lose, it wasn't meant for you. And be okay with that and just move on. Don't soak over it. If anything, call that person back and ask them, why did I lose?
You're right.
What could we have
Right.
done better? What can
Right.
we do better in the future? Can you give me any recommendations to help me, bid better or,
Yeah.
that type. So I would say the relationships
Okay.
is what has helped me um gain contracts. In addition to relationships, these programs we're in, these like
Mhm.
Mentor We being certified, various
Mhm.
certifications have won me contracts. I'm county certified. I won a 7-figure contract off of that. I won a 6-figure contract off of that. So the certifications give you attention.
Yes.
They really do. They bring attention to you because if you're a buyer and you have a relationship with me, right? So let me use this as an example. Mentor We, Stellantis,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Marcia,
Yeah.
Marcia Hunter, amazing.
Mhm.
So Marcia is a buyer, and I purposely built a relationship with her doing the program. I connected with her.
Mhm.
According to her, I was the shining star, that's a goal. But in doing that, if something comes across her desk and they need a woman-owned firm to do A, B, C, and D, and she may say, that she can go in the database, or she can say, you know what, I know Cherri Harris, and they do this, and
Exactly.
I'm going to reach out to her personally. So it's those invaluable connections that you have to make when you're in the room. You need to really be in the room
Agree.
and make the connections and build the relationships. And then I met a guy who did cabinets. And he
Hmm.
said he wanted to partner with me. And I'm like, I do trucking, you do cabinets. I don't see it. I don't get it.
Right.
Well, we want a multi-million dollar contract doing cabinets for New York City Housing Authority.
Oh my
And
God.
that partnership and that contract led to a locker contract for the new Wayne County Criminal Justice Center
Mhm.
project. So sometimes the most weirdest connections
Mhm.
be invaluable. So
Right.
don't ever dismiss it, ask questions. No, I shouldn't have been like, I wasn't like, "Ugh, whatever." I was like, well, wait a minute. Why did you pick me? And what made you think? And so,
Right.
you just never know. So the relationships that will help me win contracts.
Relationships. So you already brought it up. I was getting into you completed the Mentor We Stellantis program. That was a specialized cohort where they selected WBEs from specific industries that they wanted to work with and help develop to help fill their pipeline supply chain um, into Stellantis. And so what did you enjoy most about that program?
Wow, it was so many things. I don't know where to start, to be honest. Every single meeting was priceless. The relationships are always priceless. From that, Terrell Buckles was one of the
Mentees.
mentees, and I love Terrell. And so from again being in another program together, we always talk partnership. We always trying to figure out a way to work together. So I think we've made that connection now,
Okay.
and that's priceless.
Yes.
Again, building the relationships with the people at Stellantis. I think I've seen Bruno enough times that he knows who I am. That's important. That's very valuable because again, something may come across his desk in 2 years and he may say, Cherri,
Right.
you know,
Right.
Alejandra, Marcia. So getting to know the people in procurement and having a relationship with them, because I just reached out to those ladies and invited them to lunch to celebrate the new year.
Fantastic.
I'm on that too, but but I mean, just building those relationships and then doubling back to try to secure some work, right? But it's not always about winning the contract at that exact moment. And in business, you have to understand everything comes in time. It takes time. Nothing happens overnight, ever.
Right.
And if it does, it's a blessing, it's a gift, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
And be thankful for it and be careful, right? And do your research and your homework. But it takes time to do that. And again, I have a relationship, but now I need to build that relationship, right? I need to follow up. I need to follow through. They gave me a contact person. So working on that to procure opportunity. So, but again, the most invaluable part of any of these cohorts, in my opinion, is the relationships. And WeBank does an amazing job at putting these cohorts on. I just finished the chemical energy program as well through WeBank. And again, 62 dynamic business owners, meeting those women, building relationships. I'm in the process of doing some work with 2 of the ladies right now. You know, we're all going to stay together for the conferences. So it's, to me, I think the most invaluable part is the relationships and getting your name out there, because the more tables you sit at, the more people get to know you. And that can be priceless as well. It could be somebody in Texas, like, you know, I met this girl and I know she do this in Detroit. And so that's happened too from Houston. A lady here, they needed a permit pull. So she reached out to me, somebody she knows here. So it's the relationships and the connections that are invaluable, and they will win you work and get you contracts.
I agree. So you had a couple of other strong mentors in your cohort. So you want to give a shout out or talk
I do. Patricia Shaw, so amazing. Getting us together for the pitch competitions and calling, you know, having meetings to help us practice. She was so invaluable. You almost didn't think she ran a company. You thought she was like
but she did.
This was it. I know she's a dynamo, but just the time and effort that she put in, it just felt like we were her baby, you know, and that she just tended to us. And I can't thank her enough. Of course, Marcia, Alejandra, you, Laura, you are always so priceless. I mean, the first day I came in, I was shaking, going through something, and you said, "You're just failing forward. You'll be fine." I'll never forget that. I had never heard that term before. So, and that was my first day meeting you in person. I don't know, my dog is tripping. So I apologize. But so those kind of connections and those seeds you poured into me, that was invaluable, you know. So I'm really thankful for the program, and I'm so proud to be a certified woman-owned firm through the Great Lakes chapter, because when I meet other people from other chapters, their chapters aren't as great as our chapter, and they're upset. So
we do our best.
Yeah,
so we're going to
than
wrap it up, but give me one piece of advice that a mentor has given to you that, or rather, Give me a piece of advice you would give to someone coming along in this journey.
Okay, so this is a 2-for-1, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I'm apologize, y'all. My dog is really tripping. So
Okay.
I want to end this on the
We're
strong.
almost done.
Okay, thank you. We're almost done, baby. So for our Stellantis pitch, we had the meeting on a call, and we had a pitch. It's the person from the Great Lakes chapter who teaches pitches. Was it Cherri?
Cherri Cummins, yep.
Oh my God. She's
Okay.
amazing. I've
Oh,
been talking about her ever since. She changed my whole pitch. And the advice she gave, and I'll give this to anybody, is do not start your pitch with hello, my name is Cherri Harris. I'm the owner of the district group. So I'm listening to her, I'm like,
right.
scratch. And it's funny, man, all the girls afterwards were talking, and we all were like, scratch at the same time when she said that. And it caused me to completely rewrite my pitch, right? And start off with a fun fact, which is something that was really hard for me to admit, which is failure, right? Remember I said earlier, when you put all your eggs in one basket and you fail, what do? You diversify. You figure out a way to swim and not sink. So that's how I ended up starting my pitch because of her. So just last week, another business owner called me nervous. She has a pitch coming up. And I gave her that advice. Wow. And I helped her with a tagline. Okay. And I didn't even know what a tagline was, but I have a wonderful mentor, Roderick Rickman Enterprise Group, and he taught me a lot of things. And he taught me about a tagline. Yeah. And I was able to help her come up with her tagline and not start her pitch off with my name is.
Hello, my name is, right.
Yeah. So that was super, super valuable. And then real quick, in the chemical energy program, we did a matchmaker table by table for each prime. And we had to pitch in groups of 5. Okay. I perfected my pitch. That helped me perfect it because you listen to other business owners, so you're getting ideas, you're picking up stuff here and there, and then you're saying it table by table, like speed dating. And you only had like a minute and a half to get it out and get your point across and to try to reach that prime. So most invaluable thing ever.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Cherri. This was great. I appreciate you taking the time. We'll try to get this one out as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the dog, but thank you.
Oh, that's okay. The dog's part of it. Welcome.
Right, it's my Polo. He's so bad. But thank you. I really appreciate you selecting me for this. And I know this is going to be awesome every month. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, that is going to wrap our first segment of the 7-minute. It'll probably be 10-minute mentor. We'll keep tweaking it. Okay. But it'll be good. And thank you again.
Thank you, Lori. You have a wonderful day and happy 2024 to everybody. Blessings and prosperity.
All right.
All righty. Have a good one.